Hi, I've had a few emails with questions and I've decided to answer them. Maybe I'll pick one and answer them. Let me just have a look. So I'll pick the one that asks me about having music lessons in these times that the world is going through all these hardships and challenges and so on. I presume that the main concern of parents now is being aware of the fears, the collective fear that we all experience, the collective trauma that many of us feel. And children, without, even if they're being protected from the news, they can still feel it. It's in the vibes, it's in the energy. And what I'm reading between the lines of the parents who ask the question, and there are quite a few questions that were asked around it, is this a time to continue putting pressure on my kids, or shall I ease the pressure? So let's talk about pressure. Is this the time to put pressure on my kids? I don't think children need to be pressurized in any circumstances, regardless of the times. Now, I'm not saying, no, let your children do whatever they want and I put pressure, but the pressure does not have to feel like pressure. That's what I want to say. If children are being looked from a point of view of putting the child in the center, the child needs, the child ability, the child development, the child well-being, putting it in the center, but not letting the child actually making decision for everything. It's just putting the child in the center, but the child is not going to drive the car. The child, we can take the child wherever the child wants to go if it suits us. So this is what I mean when I say child-centered way. So if children are being looked at and they're being seen for the gifts and for the things which they can do and are good at doing and so on, they would love to do it. You don't have to put pressure. We can find ways of almost like coaxing them into the process by us feeling love and joy of doing it. So because joy and enthusiasm, they're both contagious. If I'm with a joyous person that is really authentically joyous, I feel joy even if I'm sad. If I'm with a person who is enthusiastic towards something, I'm becoming enthusiastic as well. Maybe not to the same extent, but that's not the point. So if I go back to music lessons, most of the questions were asked by Suzuki parents. If you are not going to lose your love and your enthusiasm for your child's having lesson, the child will feel the same. If you're feeling, oh, the last thing I need now is to continue with lessons, it'll be hard to convey to the child. So unless the child is old enough to have the love of doing it and the desire to do it by themselves, if the child is small, young, and still needs you by their side, then it'll be hard because you can't cheat children. You don't want to fake it. So I would say, choose the things that you feel are really important for your child and you. And you from the point of view of a parent, and then continue doing them. Don't put pressure, but encourage. I think life goes on. We cannot pretend and we cannot ignore that life now is meeting some more obstacles, some more challenges. And I feel that together we can swim in between. Saying this, I was just saying to a group of teachers that I was teaching on Saturday, or was it on Sunday? Because I was teaching with both Saturday and Sunday. In one of the training sessions, I was saying that I feel that now, the times that we live in, it's like there's a saying in Hebrew, which is lalechet ben hatipot, to walk between the drops. So it's like, sorry, imagine that there's a heavy rain and you don't really want to go outside, but you have to go outside because you need to continue life. So it's like you go between the drops, which is, just have the image. You could, I think now we still need to go between the drops. We still need to walk bein hatipot, among the drops, between the drops. And we can find a way and be very present with what we do. So I'm not sure if I answered the question. I hope yes. And if not, please feel free to send more questions or to send it again, say, no, you haven't asked. But because the questions which I'm reading here, I was reading just before answering, are not very specific and don't give a specific case, I feel that they're more general. And as more general, this is how I feel. Yes, continue doing things which are important, because these times will pass. I don't know when, but they will pass. We are going through a really difficult patch now. And as many of you heard me saying, I feel that we are going through birth. We are birthing a new world. Right now, we are in the place of birth, which is painful. Unfortunately, has lots of blood and death. Big sacrifice that people are going through. But if you're asking me, shall I ease the demands on my child? No, because your child is going to need all these things in the future. But maybe do it with more love, be more present, do it with more understanding. Allow these things to happen for your child. Keep the practice going. Maybe shorten the time if your child cannot concentrate. Practice every day, just a little bit. Don't practice always the hard bits. Don't practice always the difficult pieces. But make sure you continue the joyous development of a child, which is anything to do with arts. So if your child is learning piano or violin or cello or any other instrument or any other thing, or dance or drama, encourage them to continue, but not by pushing them or putting pressure, but just love what they're doing. Be a part of the achievement, of the small steps. They don't need huge achievement, small steps. I know you can do it, because there's one thing which always we have to remember. Every child is being loved by the parent, or every parent loves their children. I don't think there's any parent that wakes up in the morning and says, today I'm going to harm my child. So continue loving your continue loving your children, because this is something that you do so well. And as Shinichi Suzuki said, with love, much can be accomplished. Have a good day.